Hey, great Thursday morning. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Good morning. Let me see if I can get someone interesting on today. Because it's always good to have an invited guest. And Roman was supposed to be on, but Roman is as consistent as PUB. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And yeah, interesting campaign day because I have a couple of events planned for today that I'm going to hopefully knock out of the ballpark. Have a luncheon today at 1 o'clock, and I have a e-bridge thingamajig going on. Well, someone came on.
Yeah,
Is
it's me. Hey, what's up?
it-
What's going on?
Nada. Oye, are you gonna go to the e-bridge thing?
No. I know
Why?
you want to go because like we're on a block from your office.
Probably block and a half.
Yeah. Oh, block and a half. Oh, we're all like perfectionists out here. Hey. So,
So
how many people do you send this link to other than me this morning?
I
No,
just
someone came on.
who?
Well, can you say, oh, someone came on?
I
So,
said I said to Captain Bob.
oh, yeah.
Well, Captain Bob's crazy. This is what really. Uh, I love Cap. I love Captain Bob, but
Yeah.
he's on the nut side. But it's
Okay.
interesting because uh, Captain Bob seems to think that what a lot of the politicos go out there and tell him. He seems to think that it's true,
No.
and
Mm,
he goes like, and the reason that he believes that it's true is because they come on his show, like Commissioner de las Chanclas. And
mm.
I'm going like, but Bob, did you question in regards to the why and the where and the what? Well, no, but he sounds truthful. Going like,
you know.
qué inocente.
My friend Roy has I believe I don't know he's a trendsetter. I believe Roy is. Um,
How?
well, because there's my friend Juanita, well Janie, her district director. Apparently she wears chanclas to events. At least I shouldn't say events plural because there's at least one event. And I'm just like, girl, you're not supposed to wear chanclas when you go to representing Janie. I vividly remember during the campaign where there was one of Janie's staffers was specifically told you can't wear open-toed shoes. And we're like, what? You can't wear open-toed shoes? You're a girl. She's a girl. Like, what's wrong? No, you cannot wear open-toed shoes if you're representing me. But apparently, it's okay for this chick to go out to the Howlingen area Chamber of Commerce or whatever, in chanclas. But no son chanclas, they're sandals, but still they're open-toed. And I'm like, I don't think anybody wants to see your toes, chick. Like, and I don't know if Juanita Janie even saw that, or maybe they haven't had that conversation. But I mean, I don't know how open-toed shoes are not allowed, pero chanclas sí. So I'm assuming that she's a follower of Roy, and therefore she goes out and wears chanclas.
Maybe. Um,
Maybe.
I don't care for chanclas too much. I mean, I think I wore some when I went to Mazatlan because I was at the beach.
Right.
But and I bought some very expensive chanclas. I actually have Doc Martin chanclas, which are amazing, and I just haven't had a chance to wear them. But I'm not great fan of chanclas, and more than anything is because I want to make sure that I have a pedicure. I don't want my toenails to stick out all over the place and look unkept.
Well, I'm not very familiar with manicures or pedicures or anything like that. I don't do any of that crap because I'm a guy. But do women have to have all 10 toes matching, or is it like the fingernails where you'll have like four of them, one color and one different. Does the same thing go with the feet? And like, is there a specific toe you're supposed to like do differently, or you could pick? Oh, I want my fat toe to be different than all the other toes. Is
No,
that how it works?
no, you just have to make sure that that they're kept. It's like my nails. I was surprised the other day that I think I had
Captain Bob.
under Bob's on. The other day I had Susan on, and she noticed that I had fixed up my nails because they were nice and shiny. And I think it's important. You got to look good, especially for someone like me that's in the profession of getting very, very close to individuals. Something that you don't do, Roman, and something that Captain Bob is not allowed to do by law.
Wait,
To get,
what? I missed it. What?
I have to get very close to people because I'm married
Oh
now.
yeah, yeah. He's not allowed to. No, no, no. He gets close to people all the time. He
That's
does.
too much. That's why he's got restraining orders on him.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
No, there's nothing like that. Don't be silly. There's nothing like that. Let's talk
That's good.
seriously. Some of
All
these
right.
people believe that. That's
Uh,
not true.
they know it's
Okay?
Yeah.
not true. It's a joke.
That's
Yeah.
not true.
Mm.
But so I fixed
I.
my.
That's
I
not true.
But it is
Be
very
honest.
true. I don't like being around people, so that's very true. Right, Bob?
Roman doesn't like
I
to be around
guess
people.
so. I don't. There's no restraining orders here. It's just, and everybody likes to be around me. I got all kinds of people in my house and all over the restaurant. I don't know about you, Erasmo.
I don't like people around me.
Well, you're running for mayor. You better start liking them.
No, I like everyone. I just don't like to be around large crowds. Not my thing. I like
Well,
to be around crowds for 15, 20 minutes and then I'm out.
But it's very political to do that, unless you're like at a sit down dinner or something like that, wear like a tie and
Yeah, I could do
like
that.
tuxedo tie. Yeah.
But it's got to be very, very limited. Last night I went to the movies. I saw Creed. Uh,
Oh wow! By
uh,
yourself?
of course, by myself. I enjoyed the movie. I think it was expected. The plot was expected. Um, so there was
And
no.
there's no Rocky Balboa in this one, right? There's
No, no,
no
no.
Sylvester.
I think he passed away already in the movie. I'm not sure, but
No, he did. He Creed 2. He goes to his grandson and son and his grandson at the end. And he walks in, and I guess he's done. That's all he does at the end.
I'm not sure. I honestly, I can't even remember watching Creed 2, and I
Okay.
can't remember the complete plot of Creed 1. But so I went to the movie. I go by myself, and I think that really trips a lot of people out because I'm sitting in a chair as far away from everyone as I can, and as soon as the movie credits hit, I run out. And again, I love everyone, and I appreciate. And I got some messages from people. Oh, it was great to see you at the movies. I said, oh, great, great. But I don't like to be that close to individuals a long time. That's one of the reasons why I never got COVID, and I will never get COVID. Unlike Captain Bob and Roman, who got COVID, I will never.
no, here we go again. I did not get COVID. Where do
Oh,
you get that?
You've never gotten COVID, Bob?
I've never gotten COVID.
Wow, that's
Captain Bob.
I
amazing.
don't, I don't get sick. I had a high blood pressure problem because of alcoholism. I
Oh,
healed the disease of alcoholism. I did not get COVID, and any problems I had have been disposed of.
yep.
Okay? Don't call Rick Zayas if you want to know. He's my attorney. Everything's taken care of. I'm a free man. Okay? I don't have COVID. I'm not. There's no restraining orders. I can
No,
see the
I'm actually amazed. I mean, like I'm the
I don't have
germaphobe.
anything.
No, 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 not that right now, but like in the entire 3 years, I'm the germaphobe. I should probably never have gotten COVID. And Osmo's a whole freaking world traveler, never
Everybody.
got COVID. I just barely got COVID in December, the end of December. But Bob, you've gone the entire time from the beginning of the pandemic to now to never have gotten COVID. Wow. And you work in
Nothing.
your restaurant business? That's crazy. It must be all the fish you eat.
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
Wow.
I eat a lot of
He's
hot
like,
soup,
eating,
hot oatmeal,
yeah, I like it hot.
hot
Um,
cream of wheat. You got
yeah,
to eat hot. You got to eat hot.
gotta like it hot. No, but one of
some
the
like
things
it hot.
one of the things about
Good movie.
seafood is that it's very, very healthy. So I mean, maybe that has to do. I didn't know. I actually thought everyone here in Brownsville got. So Captain Bob and I are the only ones in the city of Brownsville who have not gotten COVID, and I think
Wow.
that that's a very, very impressive. Being that we are in the public's eye a lot. And a lot of people want to get close to Captain Bob, despite their stern orders, and get close to Erasmo
You
Castro.
can't say that. He's gonna get mad at you.
I'm just
Stop.
joking, Captain Bob. It's a joke,
Yeah,
folks.
don't joke around because you got some real fools that comment on here. Not all of them, but I've seen some of them.
There's only been one comment the entire time.
There's immaturity on this site on the commenting. I've seen it before. Most of them are pretty good, but there's a few jackasses that come in here and say some stupid stuff. I've heard it.
Well, let me
It's
say that that's
disgusting.
that's part of what our community is composed of. I mean, you can't have a perfect world. You can't go out there and think that everything is hunky dory everywhere. You're going to have
Well,
a couple of
they need to rise to a higher level and get a little more educated. It's not a big joke all the time. Okay.
well, wait, it's indicative of the community that we live in. I mean, there's going to be individuals that just are going to be the cool individuals. You know,
Yeah.
Pedicures.
Well,
Okay, let's read the comment. Pedicures clean the crud out.
they do,
Roman.
and that's why
Oh,
they're so good. I love pedicures, and I
oh,
love
crud.
manicures. Actually, I'm going to get another one this weekend because my
You're a
nails are.
manicure addict, is what you are.
No, I'm not maniatic, but they are.
Oh yeah, I gotta. So you had that guy on your show last night.
Yeah, Manny came on last night since
I
somebody.
know. When
Yeah.
somebody texted me like, "Oh, that guy got on." I was like, "Yeah, I couldn't get on the show. I was at a party, so I couldn't be on the show." And they're like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Well, I'll watch it." I
Rome,
don't.
Rome is a party animal.
Yeah, that's it.
well,
Yeah.
since you guys are talking about manicures and pedicures, I get them too. But I try and do it on my own because of the economy. I try and take care of myself, but I'll go see the Vietnamese once in a while and get a pedicure.
Oh, so
Now,
not that,
you
not to
got to
sound
take care.
racist.
You got to take care of your body hair because I'm sick and tired of going around town. If these guys are in muscle shirts and they got their underarm hair down to their elbow, it's
Yes,
That's
super long.
disgusting.
Underarm.
and they're
That's
female.
disgusting. There's 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 something called shears.
Okay,
Shears
you
the armpit hairs because I go to the beach and those guys are all drunk out at the bars walking around with a jungle of hair coming from underneath their arm that's real long. It's disgusting. I don't understand why they don't understand to trim that.
What about
You
female
know,
underarm hair? What do you think about female underarm hair?
I never see any on them. I never see any on them.
okay? I have a you mentioned it. You go to the Vietnamese one to go fix your nails. I thought it was the Koreans that do the Vietnamese that do the nails, not the Koreans. Who does the nails? I don't
The
mean to sound
ones,
racist here, but I'm curious.
yeah. Well, the ones on Boca Chica over there by the old country casuals in that plaza, they're playing
Mhm.
Vietnamese music,
Well, I don't know
and
the
it's pretty.
difference. I don't have any ears for it.
How do you
It's
know the difference
soothing.
between Vietnamese music and Korean music?
I don't know who does the. And should we have like a World Series of nails? Like which Asian ethnicity, country, nationality does the best nails? I'm just curious.
Well, you're giving me an idea since I've had a roundtable discussion with bloggers and historians. Maybe I
Mhm.
need to do it with nail salons and get
That,
all of the
that's a great idea.
That is a great idea. Like,
all the
what
nail
is there are
salons
different
in town.
techniques?
That's a great idea. Actually,
Will you
yeah,
go? Will you go chair that roundtable, Erasmo?
I promise you, I will.
Because I'm pretty sure he has all the knowledge in the world about manicures because he does them
I
so
do
often.
everything. Look, I mean, look at my nails; they're perfect.
Well, I know they're real nice, but the other day
Gee,
when you were on the Captain Bob series, I noticed you're putting a certain shine on it. It's
yeah,
almost a paint polish.
yeah.
I mean, I'll do the
Well,
manicures, but I'm not gonna put. I mean, why don't you paint them colors then? If you're doing
Well,
that, I mean, it
well,
looked a little. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Erasmo. It looked a little feminine. They were
but
too shiny.
oh well, let me tell you. The issue is I don't do different colors because then it's very hard putting on clothes that match your nails, and I don't want to go through that struggle. That's why the
yeah,
shine makes
struggle is real.
yeah, that's the shine makes them shine, makes them look nice and pretty, and white that clear little shine it matches with everything. Like right now,
Well,
I'm wearing orange with blue, and this goes with it. But if I had these red, it just look out of whack. or black.
Well, the thing is, the other day I took one of my daughters and she wanted to have her nails done. I said, "Yeah, let's go. I'll do it. I'll pay." And so we went, and she wanted. It was Valentine's Day. She wanted that, she painted them pink or red or something like that. And they painted a little heart, and I thought it was cute. And I said, "Well, do all the nails." So they put a heart on each nail. I thought it was gorgeous. God, I got charged $100 for all that work. I was like, "Are you kidding? It's that expensive?" So what I was thinking about you, they can probably paint little bow ties on each nail. That might be cute for you since you're bow tie. You wear bow ties.
Yeah, sometimes. I do.
Or they could do like a collar, because he's always wearing his
It's
little.
kind of weird, but on this fingernail, I actually have this little mark here on the tip
Mhm.
of it. It's kind of crazy. It has a little mark
And
on it.
that is not the middle finger, although it sort of looks like it. It could be.
No,
It's not the middle finger. That's the other one.
that's this one. The
Yeah.
index,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
index
Mine be
finger.
clear.
Just in case you don't know the names of the fingers.
Well,
I
somebody
do, but I
said
just want to make sure that you're not doing it because
The
you
index finger.
know,
This
because
finger,
your fat fingers can't tell the difference. Though.
this finger. Oh, they're not fat. On this finger, it has
Okay.
a
Are you
little
sure?
manchita on the top, and you think like there's some dirt in there. It's not dirt. It's kind of like a little manchita. So what I did
Mm.
one time, I actually got a little stripe going from the top to the bottom to try and cover it up. Now I just don't cover it
A
up.
white stripe. That's
Uh,
a dumb idea. What's a dumb idea?
so
Is it the table?
yeah, the table. That's okay. But since we're talking about manicures and pedicures, yesterday was the International Day of Women.
Mm-hmm.
International Day of Women, and they had a function with International Day of Women, and I think Nerith Golonsky was there, and I think Jessica Tetro showed up. I'm not sure why, but showed up, and a couple of other people showed up, and Commissioner Las Chanclas showed up with Brian Martinez, and I got some messages from people going like, "Why are they here?" And I think
Wait, who showed up with Brian?
Commissioner Las Chanclas, Commissioner.
Are we shocked
Well,
that they were coming together?
no, no, no. Well, a couple of things. We were talking about this. How Commissioner Los Santos goes to all these events, and apparently still is employed. Which again, I'm not questioning him. I'm sure he's as employed as Roman. But the
No, I am when I am, but the Brian doesn't get. That's an occupation. He's chief of staff. He clearly says it. So, but you're saying that he's not getting paid for that job? Is that what you're saying?
oh no, no, he's not getting paid for that job. No, of course not.
But I thought he was getting paid. Didn't somebody on the show say he was getting paid like a ton of money or something to be a chief of staff? Or
No, no, not a ton of money. I think
Okay.
people get paid in different ways. The one in Walmart is the best on Alton Glory. I always get second looks from that one. Have them paint electric.
second looks.
Well, they do the double take like, oh, that's just awesome. Have them because I'm always at that Walmart. Have them paint the scooters on his nails. That'd be
They're
cool.
like, oh, we do you now for you.
What machine are you
$50.
using? What kind of juice are you using, Bob? Oh, for your vape pen. I'm not sure.
Bob, they're asking you a question.
I think he froze.
Oh no,
I have a fajita
that's
guy.
a cool look though.
It is a cool look. It looks like one of those Matrix looks. I have a
Yeah,
fajita,
dude.
I have a fajita guy question. How many years did he get for what he did? Wasn't it 50, Roman?
Oh, maybe.
I
I
think
know.
it was 50 years, and he
Yes,
sold
right.
1.2 million.
Something like that. Yeah, it
But
was crazy. Hey, Bob back. Woohoo, Bob. Oh, he froze again.
his hands back.
He's like Thing from the Addams Family, not to be confused with Cousin It.
There he is.
There.
okay, what was the question?
The machine. What kind of machine are you using? And what
kind of
juice do you
are
use?
using?
Juice.
What are we talking about?
Your vaping machine.
Your vaping machine. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
Delay.
I buy it at 4Play off in front of Fruia Motors, and it's called Just Max. It looks like a SpaceX rocket.
Looks like
Look at that.
It looks like something else to me, but okay.
And it's strawberry watermelon this morning. I'm enjoying strawberry watermelon. And I'm
Like
looking at it
like strawberry wine, like the Deanne Carter song from the '90s.
And my neighbor made me an espresso coffee. I was back there, but then I saw Erasmo inviting me, and I said, "Should I go?" And she said, "Yeah, go put on a shirt. Go on there. I'm gonna watch." So, hi,
You
Liz.
Hey, Liz.
you were shirtless?
I was in a t-shirt, and she said, "Go change shirts," because I was picking up leaves outside. I woke up at 6 in the morning and started cleaning around the pool because
Mhm.
the pool guy's coming today, and I got some oak tree trimming because he got on me last week. Too many leaves, and I said, "Well, okay, I'll trim the oak tree." So the tree's getting trimmed, and we got a lot of excitement over here at the Sanchez Manor over here at Rancho Viejo, and I'm happy because I like the resaca, I like the pool, I like the neighbors, I like everything out here,
How come? How
and
come
it
I haven't been invited to the Sanchez Manor?
Yeah,
because
I was
you
wondering why I haven't either.
well, I'd be more than happy to do a CBS show over here live with both of y'all, and we can sit out there by the resaca, one of the most natural, healthy resacas in Cameron County, because I've seen 7 feet alligator gar harvested from here. I've seen 3 giant alligator gars come out here. It's just beautiful over here.
Do you catch them and cook them at the restaurant? Because I don't like catan
Yes, we
myself.
do. Yes, we do, because
Wow.
the waters are pristine over here. You know, the Resacas in Brownsville are by streets, and there's a lot of vehicles that are leaking oil and leaking all kinds of fluid. You just go to any public parking lot in Brownsville, and when you park, you gotta skip around big oil stains. So you can just imagine the oil that runs into the Resacas inside the city of Brownsville. Over here, it's a little different. The cars aren't leaking over here at Rancho Viejo,
Yeah, because y'all
and I
rich.
don't see any steam. Huh?
Because y'all rich.
Well, they take care of their cars. I don't know over there that the cars are a little beat up in Brownsville. Because of the economy and what's going on at the PUB. With
Well,
they got to pay those electric bills, they got to pay that utility bill, and the cars are ignored, and there's a lot of leakage. And when it rains, some of that contaminant goes into the resacas. But the resacas are still beautiful in Brownsville because I've taken crawfish and baby ghost shrimp out of the resaca and largemouth bass out of the resaca. So everything's okay.
well,
The resacas have their own.
let me say that one of the things that a lot of people are questioning is, they increased the resaca fee. It's going to go up greatly here in the city of Brownsville. Are we really getting our bang for our buck? And I mean that goes on the city commission right now. I think right now a lot of the city commissioners are scrambling to find talking points that don't go against things that they haven't done or have done during their term as city commissioners. One of them, I think Roman and I were talking about this, Captain Roman. I'd love your take. John Cowan is going out there and now saying that one of his priorities is expanding the zoo.
Well, he might have picked that up from the Captain Bob series because I had a show with vice president of the Brownsville Independent School District board, Carlos Elizondo, and part of the 50% of the topic was trying to put on the table uh, uh, working with the zoo, the Gladys Porter Zoo, and BISD to somehow accommodate the Cummings Red Ant School that's right there by the Dean Porter Park and work with the zoo so that the zoo can expand into that campus. Now he said they got some schooling there for chefs and
Yeah.
technical school, but they can move that to another empty school and get that zoo going because the zoo right now has 400,000 visitors. The zoo board's goal is to have 500,000 people. And Erasmo and Roman, Erasmo just touched on something interesting about the city commission. I went to the last city commission meeting this 60 hours ago Tuesday, and I stayed for about 45 minutes. I saw the Pat Almohada 3-minute speech. They
How
did
was that?
not let me. He read off a paper, and it is what it is.
Mm.
They cut him off at 3 minutes, told him that that's it, no more time. That was it. No respect for the two-time mayor. So he stuck around another 10 minutes and took on Lefty Garsoria tried to speak without signing in, and they did not let her. So they all exited the the room. But I stayed another 30 minutes, and I left very discouraged because there's no color, there's no creativity, there's no excitement. It's whatever the city manager and city secretary give them. The agenda booklet. They sit there, they vote, they go back to executive session, but nobody creates agenda items amongst themselves. There's no ideas. There's no energy. I left discouraged about the whole city of Brownsville. The
So you
crowd,
mean
there was a
there
lady.
isn't a single agenda item that's put on by any of the by any of the commissioners or the mayor on their own agenda? It's wow, that's amazing.
Roman, I didn't see anything. I didn't see
Wow.
anything from them.
And
Nothing. And they didn't talk about PUB. Nobody talked about the $29 million. There was not, I'm pretty keen on knowing who's from what entity. I didn't see anybody in there from the PUB. They just, the two candidates for mayor were silent the whole time. Roy de los Santos said a few things. They had a couple of proclamations, one for the police to save the people out of the burning car. They had another one for some athletic organization. And they talked about these that are coming to Brownsville, some sort of summer Olympic games that are going to be in different areas of Brownsville. We have I'm going to go ahead and bring this up from one of my board members of the Captain Bob series that also sits on my audit committee. But the board member called me 2 nights ago and said, look, Rob, I'm not real accurate on the rooms, but he was in McAllen with a group of people from Mexico, and they tried to get hotel rooms in Brownsville. First of all, the hotel rooms have skyrocketed in price. So they went to McAllen and got it for a less price. But Brownsville's filled up. They can't get rooms. So you got he's telling me there's 1,000 hotel rooms in Brownsville, and there's 2,500 hotel rooms in McAllen. Now, how the heck can those poor people coming in for the Summer Olympics, if we still have a hotel occupancy loaded up, they're going to have to stay in Harlingen. Now, the spring breakers, the overflow spring breakers that are coming to Brownsville here in the next couple of days that want to stay at, Motel 6 or wherever hotels are available, they're going to go and they're not going to be able to get in because they're sold out. The poor kids are going to have to go to another hotel. They're going to go sold out. They don't have a lot of budget. It's whatever daddy and mommy gave them for spring break. Then they're going to have to go to San Benito and Harlingen and look around. There's a hotel problem in Brownsville. And once again, 1,000 rooms in Brownsville, 2,500 rooms in McAllen. There's 2 wealthy businessmen in McAllen trying to put up 2 hotels right now in Brownsville, and they're stuck with a city planning and zoning department. They're raising heck about what's going on. They can't get those hotels up at Erasmo.
Well,
They got to streamline those poor guys.
well, part of the problem, Captain Bob, is like, you got hotels that, are like roach infested, horrible looking hotels, like that one on the expressway, that Magnusum, that orange one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the one that the cartels are always there. It's the one that they use to, spend their time there and stuff. They never get out of that hotel. We've got to up our games. We've got to get some nice hotels down here. We got a nice one over there on Morrison Road, Fairmont or something, or Fairview, whatever.
Yeah,
And
but they're always packed. They're packed.
they're packed,
But
but the nice ones. And then what happens is a lot of these individuals that come, they have to stay at these crappy hotels like that Magnusum one, the one that orange, ugly, fugly one. And then what happens is they take a bad impression about what Brownsville looks like. Like, it's like it's a crappy place.
Well,
And we have to up our game in our hotels.
There's another bad situation going on. And I don't know if it's that bad because they shouldn't be doing this in the first place. I'm hearing from a lot of men that have amantes. You know what an amante is?
Yeah, lovers.
They got a lover, and they got to go with the lover to the hotel room, and they're all hot and heavy in the car. They get to the hotel room. They get to the hotel. The his date's waiting in the car. He gets in there. There's no rooms. He's got to go around second hotel, no rooms. So I would say 5 to 7% of the rooms occupied are from men, cheating on their wives, and they got their lover, and they can't get hotel rooms either. This whole place, their quality of life has gone down. Now they shouldn't be doing that in the first place, but I don't know the circumstances in the household why he has a lover and he's trying to get in the hotel.
Maybe the
But I
wife's
mean,
not taking care of business. Maybe the wife's not taking care of business at home, bro.
well, something's wrong. Roman, you have any input on that?
Roman is on mute because he's afraid his wife's going to hit him.
The
He's
poor
still
guy's taking the hotel room with their lover. Their hotel's filled up.
he's still on mute because he's afraid his wife's going to hit him. Mute, mute, Roman.
Sorry. Damn. I didn't realize I was on mute. I apologize. No wonder you couldn't hear me. No, I thought you were joking. Motels and like the big motels that might want to come into Brownsville, do they not come in because they not do studies on businesses and hotels and other in that city, whether people are attracted to go to that city? Maybe that's why we only have 1,000 motel rooms, as you claim, versus McAllen has 2,500 motels. Even though that Brownsville is a much larger is a much larger city, it's 200,000. McAllen only has 142,000. So that means people must know that people want to go to McAllen and stay in McAllen as opposed to coming to Brownsville, which is amazing considering what the attractions that we have here in Brownsville. So that's the only way we're going to be able to get more hotel people to come and make hotel rooms here if people want to come to Brownsville and attracted to Brownsville. The other thing is, I'm curious how much Airbnb rooms are causing people not to want to build hotel rooms or build hotels to have more hotel rooms in Brownsville.
I've never actually looked to see what our Airbnb market is. Um, I just don't. I mean, I don't know. It's actually a great question. But I know that there's Airbnbs all over the world. I mean, I've stayed at a couple when I went to like Italy. When I went, actually, when I went to some parts of Mexico, can't even remember now. That's how wasted I was. But
Wasted away again,
in
Margarita.
Margaritaville. But no, one of the things I think we've got to up our game in regards to everything, and it's unfortunate because, as Roman says, we are the largest city. We are. We have the most resources. We probably have the most money. It just gets pissed away.
Well,
It gets spent on things that don't bring revenue to the city of Brownsville, and that's one of the things. And I'll let you go, Captain Bob. That's one of the things I think that Turi had made mention, Captain Bob, how we piss away money on things that actually don't bring revenue to the city of Brownsville. It's a big issue, Captain Bob.
well, Roman did bring up something good. We have more attractions here in Brownsville. I talked with a gentleman with two visitors. I
No,
think they're
I'm
from
saying that we probably don't. Is what I'm saying. But people want to go and stay in McAllen and not stay in Brownsville. That's the issue. People are not attracted to come to Brownsville as they are to McAllen
well,
necessarily.
the thing is, I tend to disagree with you because we got South Padre Island closer. You're only 24 miles away. You got the jetties to go fishing. You have Boca Chica Beach, 24 miles away. You have SpaceX to go check out. So, okay, I'm already mentioning some attractions. You have the Rab Victorian style home down southmost, which is very pleasant to go hang out and look at how history was over 100 years ago. The Rab family and that beautiful Victorian house that's being taken care of. It's open to the general public. You have wildlife places past Los Fresnos where you can drive in your car with your family and drive through there for a little donation. It's probably a good 2-hour drive through South Texas brush, and you might run into
That's great. I agree. That's great. There's a lot of attractions in Brownsville, but I'm just saying, you claim that we have 1,000 rooms, hotel rooms in Brownsville compared to 2,500 rooms in McAllen. the people that are doing the studies to try to come into Brownsville. I assume before you build a hotel, before you build another Captain Bob restaurant, I'm sure you do studies whether or not people are even attracted to the number of the first Captain Bob's, as opposed to just building like a bunch of Captain Bob's all over the place without figuring out what you could build a Captain Bob's in San Benito, que es un rancho, or build a Captain Bob's in Harlingen. Before you do that, you're going to do studies. Just like McDonald's and Starbucks does studies to make sure that they do need another Starbucks. They do need another Starbucks. I'm sure the hotel business is doing the same thing in McAllen and saying we need more hotels in McAllen because people want to stay in McAllen as opposed to Brownsville. So what are we doing wrong? We have all these attractions that you claim we do. Why are they not wanting to build in Brownsville as opposed to building in McAllen? That's my.
And I think the ghetto effect has a lot to do with it, and maybe it's just that, and this is what really trips me out because Matamoros and Reynosa is the most uh, dangerous. Reynosa is dangerous. So you'd think that we'd start to bank on the fact that, hey, you know, it's not as dangerous in Matamoros as it is in Reynosa. Come to Brownsville, start to attract a lot of these people. But what happens is you've got four African Americans coming from the Carolinas. Two of them get killed, one of them gets injured, and the other one, I guess, is okay despite the tummy tuck. And all of a sudden, it makes national news. And again, it's dangerous in Matamoros. And then you hear these travel advisory guys, oh, don't come to Mexico because of what happened in Matamoros. It's one incident, guys. One incident. This happens daily in Reynosa, but still they have all that business coming in from Monterrey.
And I wonder how what's happening in Matamoros is going to. People are concerned. Well, how is it going to affect Matamoros and business for them and their cross border traffic? How is it going to affect people in Brownsville? Are people going to want to come to Brownsville thinking, oh my God, Brownsville is right next to Matamoros? At least you go to McAllen, it's like 10 miles away from Reynosa. Maybe we should just go to Brownsville. Just go to
But
McAllen.
take into account, Roman. Remember, one of the things that uh, this uh, this reminded me of, uh, because you know how the guys they were kidnapped from the place, and then they
Mm,
were taken to this little ranch out there in the boondoggles. I think by Rio Bravo area. This place. What it reminded me of was the Mark Kilroy killing.
mm,
You know,
mm.
and I'm going like, are we going to take another hit? South Padre Island going to take another hit right before spring break in regards to individuals wanting to come down here because they're going to relive the memories of the Mark Kilroy kidnapping and by the Aldrete people, Sara Aldrete, the killing, the sacrifice to Satan and stuff. Is it going to refresh a lot of the old wounds that were out there? And and again, the question is, uh, how bad is this going to affect our economy, South Padre Island's economy, Mario's economy?
Yeah,
And
because Marco affected. Did it affect Brownsville more than South Padre Island?
oh hell yeah,
Because yeah,
I would say
obviously.
so because at the end of the day, people would still go to South Padre Island, but would say let's avoid Mexico because that's one of the things that what had been mentioned. Just don't go to Mexico. Don't go to Mexico. So ultimately, we didn't get the traffic of borrachos coming over to have their Denny's or to have their meals after partying in Mexico, and and just gassing up and getting a lot of the other stuff. So we're not doing enough to attract individuals to come to Brownsville, into South Padre Island, and into all those places that Captain Bob mentioned that were amazing places for individuals to visit. We failed the community, and we are not. And again, I travel. You know this, Roman, and Captain Bob knows. I travel to Monterrey regularly, and I have yet to see a sign coming from Monterrey that says visit Brownsville. We've got that Victorian house that Captain Bob mentioned. We've got wildlife. We've got the beach. I have yet to see a single sign encouraging individuals to come to Brownsville. But I've seen a sign for McAllen, for Westlaco, and for McAllen. Two McAllens, one Westlaco.
Mm,
So why aren't we out there advertising all these great things that Captain Bob just mentioned?
mm, mm.
Captain
Well,
Bob?
Well, that's a good point. You're making me think about a few things. They on the way to off the island when you're in Portisville, when you're about to take a left on Highway 48. I haven't seen a sign about Gladys Porter's Zoo. You know, put the lion and the gorilla and say 24 miles to Brownsville, Gladys Porter Zoo, the one of the most or top 5 zoos in the United States. They need
Was
because there's a lot of families with children. I don't see any advertisement about that.
nothing.
I want to say that I've traveled to Laredo and from Laredo to San Antonio and been to San Antonio and done the whole triangle back to Brownsville. And I am just amazed with Javier Villarreal and the law giant Begum with their signs
Everywhere.
all up and down the highways from
Everywhere.
Laredo to San Antonio, up in San Antonio on the I-10, 410 interchange where they cross, which is one of the most traveled interstates in San Antonio. They got big signs right there. Why doesn't somebody call those guys from the city of Brownsville and go, hey, who do we call? Let's get some signs up too about Brownsville. Because evidently
Exactly.
they got their act together. Why doesn't the people in the city of Brownsville government figure it out like Javier Villarreal and Alex Begum figured it out? I mean, they got money. Well, so does the city of Brownsville. Well, let's start advertising Brownsville. Let's get proud of Brownsville. You know, of
They're
course
not.
they promote the Brownsville airport out there on the expressway. That's fine and dandy. Uh, I don't know. You know, it's just
Well, well, I'm glad you mentioned that. It makes no sense because the other day I saw a sign in Harlingen advertising the airport, and I'm going
Near the
like,
airport, near their airport, right?
near the airport, and go like, bitch, they're not going to use Brownsville Airport when they got Harlingen Airport right there. It makes no sense. Why don't you advertise in Harlingen something that they don't have in Harlingen that's better, 10 times better than ours? Because I'm sorry, guys, the Harlingen Airport is 10 times better than ours. 10 times. And you're going to put an advertising right there in Harlingen next to the airport? Fly Brownsville. It's not going to happen. Advertise
yeah.
the zoo, the Victorian house that Captain Bob mentioned. That it just makes sense.
And look, I travel from Rancho Viejo to Brownsville maybe 2 or 3 times a day, back and forth. And the digital billboard in front of La Quinta over there before Alton Glore, you know, the one that you see as you enter Brownsville. McAllen, the city of McAllen, basically taking over that billboard because all I see is advertisement to their theaters and their culture in McAllen. As I enter Brownsville, they're the first ones advertising. You got to give it to McAllen, man. Somebody's got their act together. Hitting the digital billboard, entering Brownsville, Texas, the largest city in the Rio Grande Valley. And there's
Yeah.
McAllen. The first thing you see is McAllen
Well,
advertising.
we have an electric billboard. We have that one by the pyramid thing, whatever that's
We
there.
have, an,
That
we
we
have
have
enough.
one, so
Yeah,
we have to.
but
And
they're still,
I said on a show the other day, the tourist building, the pyramid building, every time I pass by, I look at it. It's a beautiful building. And I just can hear the building say, help, help, because they need help. The tourist center needs help. We need
well,
the
yeah.
right people in there. I mean, I don't want to offend who's in there, but they're not cutting the mustard, man. This
But
needs to
don't
be
worry, don't worry.
working.
During June, that place will be rocking with the flag and everything, the American flag that everyone apparently has now.
You're,
You
you're,
know,
you're referring
in
to the
June.
gay flag that they're going to
Well,
put.
I don't. No, no, no. It's not the game. It's a different name now because they have like additional colors. No, no, it's just the colors of the rainbow. It's other colors now. But they're in June. It's a happening place. They will totally do that. I'm sure we'll get a big proclamation about that. And
Well, it doesn't make sense. Look,
yeah,
we don't,
ridiculous.
and what Captain Bob says is true.
It's
Look,
fair.
McAllen goes out there and advertises what they have to offer for individuals that want something a little bit different. Like if you want to go to a VIP type of theater, you're not going to find it in Brownsville. You're going to find it in Edinburgh. If you want to go to a I don't know, recreational golf place. You could, shoot a couple here in Rancho Viejo or here at this place where everybody puts up signs. I don't even know if that one's still open, but you're probably going to go too far to Top Golf. It seems that all the touristy, let's attract people places are away from Brownsville. I mean, we just recently got a main event. Recently. And let me tell you, I don't know how it's going to sustain itself because I've taken the kids a couple of times and I don't see as many people as I think they thought they were going to have out there.
They
And
didn't do good studies. Is that what you're saying to
no,
for the
well,
build? But they're gonna have Bubba's 33, and they're gonna, we're finally gonna get a Chipotle apparently.
oh my Lord, diarrhea.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's gonna be a Chipotle here. There's a, Huasoco had one, as you say, in Rancho, but we're finally gonna get a Chipotle.
Well,
But I was talking to somebody who was in the real estate business, and they were explaining to me that like Starbucks in these places, before they go into a city, they know exactly what they need. They know exactly the size that the business that they want, how much people, how much traffic they need. They know the exact amount of money they're willing to pay for that building or that space in order to be able to make the money and the margin that they want to make. And sometimes you get people in our city that think, oh, my property is worth $1 million. I'm going to sell for $1 million. And Starbucks is coming in and just giving Starbucks an example. It's only worth 500,000. We're not going to pay you $1 million. No, I want $1 million for my property. It's worth this amount. It's worth this amount. And people, so sometimes it's not the city. Sometimes it's the owners of these properties that don't necessarily want to sell.
well, there also talk. I got received. My board of directors received talk that PC Chang is trying to come into Brownsville, and they want to give them the tourist center, the pyramid building.
Peace and
What do y'all
change.
think
Who's
about,
that?
or what is it? What's that Chinese restaurant?
PF Chang.
PF Chang. PF Chang.
That one.
Okay.
That one. I don't know the name. I've gone once in San Antonio, but they
No.
want to give them. They want to give them the tourist center to put that restaurant there. Now, where's the
Wait,
tourist
what?
center gonna go?
Where are they going to
Captain
fly the
Bob.
flag, the American flag now? I mean, where are they going to fly it?
Captain Bob's Seafood Restaurant serves more as a tourist center when I'm there, because I talk to all the winter Texans and all the out of town visitors, and I promote the Rab House and I promote Brownsville, and every single person in Brownsville is an ambassador to Brownsville and should promote Brownsville some way or other. We got, how many parks do we have in town? I believe 23. There's a bunch of parks. There's the zoo. There's the Rab House.
Do dog parks
You're
count?
24 miles from the beach. You're just a 20-minute drive to SpaceX. You're a 20-minute drive from the beautiful Boca Chica Beach, a 7-mile beach that you can drive on the sand and park and eat sandwiches and chips and catch whiting in the surf or redfish or trout. You can take a right at the end of Highway 4 and travel another 3 miles and be at the mouth of the Rio Grande River. And you can stop your car and get off your car and look at the mouth of the Rio Grande River that flows all the way from the Rockies. I mean, there's so much stuff in Brownsville to make Brownsville your tourist base for families and adults and people. And nobody's promoting it. I mean, they're trying, but this place should be loaded with tourists and the weather. And I'm going to say another thing that I learned from some winter Texans that had lung issues. They had breathing problems, and they were from Canada, and they went to the doctors, and they went to all kinds of specialists up there, and they told them, go live in Brownsville, Texas. So they moved to Brownsville, and they can breathe better. The quality of our oxygen, and nobody's ever brought this up, but the quality of our oxygen here is superb. For the wind currents generate out of Africa and travel over the Atlantic Ocean and travel over the Gulf of Mexico and arrive here nourished and fresh. We have oxygen that gets rejuvenated. The ocean. Well,
you mean the Saharan sand dustings that come in?
Ocean mist. Now you want to crack jokes about sand dust.
I'm not.
Sand
I'm
is your
asking. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not cracking a joke. I'm asking. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about ocean mist and sand. It all
Okay.
helps. And sand helps with oil spills. Your ocean is like your aquarium that you have at home. If anybody has an aquarium, you have to change
I
the
know.
filter and all that good stuff. But the waves and all
What?
that going through the sand filters the ocean. That's why
Uh,
Mexico, all the dumping that Mexico's doing in the Rio Grande River
It's
and
horrible.
in the ocean gets filtered through the waves and the sand, and it cleans up naturally. Mexico City has three giant pipes 3 stories tall that were bored through mountains and underground from Mexico City, and it exits out Veracruz and goes about 10 miles into the ocean. It was a multi-million-dollar project, and they're pumping sewer because they don't know what to do with all the sewer in Mexico City. It's getting pumped into the Gulf of Mexico, about 10 miles inside the Gulf of Mexico.
I was
It's
going to ask.
nonstop sewage.
That's
And
disgusting.
the
But
Texas Shrimp Association, I learned this from the Texas Shrimp Association. They're the ones that told me they don't like that. But the ocean and the Gulf of Mexico filter out with
what about the
sand,
red
all the
tide?
sand.
There was a Fox News story about the red tide growing in the Gulf. Is it coming to the valley? Is it coming to South Texas, or is it just in the Western Gulf? I mean, the Eastern Gulf, where Florida is at. That where the red tide is.
Is that happening right now?
Well, there was a Fox News story. I want to say a week ago, talking about the growth and expansion of the red tide, and they were talking about Florida, but I didn't know if it was moving around the Gulf again and coming towards our area. That's why I'm asking you because you're the Gulf expert.
Well, the red tide, I went to a wedding on top of Schlitterbahn, on top of the hotel. They have a real nice place up on top. They had a reception up there, and I arrived, and it was when red tide hit. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it was deadly. Everybody was coughing at this reception and
Mm.
scratching throats and watery eyes. I seem to have handled it, but the older people were struggling with it at this particular reception when red tide hit Brownsville.
Mhm.
Now, there's also sometimes high bacteria levels in the tide, especially at Boca Chica and South Padre Island. They issue warnings, and the Cameron County Commissioner Benavides Sofia, who is in charge of those areas, is aware of that. But yet nobody seems to control the bacteria that comes in from Mexico
Mhm.
that raises the bacteria levels when the water temperature is about 78, 80 degrees. But again, sand is our best friend, and the waves are our best friends because it's
I'm
all filtering and
I'm
cleaning.
sure.
It's a natural cleaning mechanism.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens all the time. I'm just curious because it was a Fox News story, and I'm curious about the red tide. Maybe Fox News was
Look, this
being
karma
too loud.
girl, this karma person saying somebody's putting her to sleep. If she doesn't like it, tell her to get off the show. Don't watch the show if you don't like it. It's real simple. Go to sleep. Get off the show. That's how you answered these clowns that come on here.
Wait, but earlier you were saying
Go
that we're
back to
being too
sleep.
mean and joking, and our commenters are bad or something. Oh,
I'm talking about significant subjects. And we have a
I
jackass coming on here saying silly stuff. They need to go to sleep then. Get
well,
off the
she asked
show if
a
you don't like it.
she asked a good question about the crosses of Progreso, and we never answered her question. So maybe we can talk about that question. That's a significant topic.
I don't
Well,
know how
then
many. I don't know how
we
many people cross in Progreso, but I know that there's more people that cross through Brownsville than they do through Progreso.
That's
But
true.
look, my now I'm kind of a little bit concerned about eating seafood in the Gulf of Mexico because of all the crap that Mexico City is putting into the Gulf of Mexico.
Well,
That's
I'm a HACCP, I'm a HACCP certified inspector for educated by the federal government. You know what a HACCP
And,
certified inspector is? It's
you.
a hazard analysis critical control point inspector. I can oversee millions and pounds of seafood, and I'm certified and made a 98 out of 100. I can basically make meals for astronauts. And it sounds like a joke, and you little jokers are going to post stuff, and that's okay. But I'm certified, and I can make meals for astronauts. So when those people go to Mars, I'd like to be
SpaceX.
involved in their food preparation.
Yeah,
And
you work for
don't
SpaceX.
don't put down the seafood industry, Erasmo,
No,
because
I'm asking.
you always put down a lot of food, a lot of industries.
What?
The
Okay.
seafood
What industry
industry,
do I? What industry do I put down? You were the one that brought it up. You said that Mexico threw their sewer water into the Gulf of Mexico. You said that, didn't you say
and
that?
I'm trying to bring up issues because the Texas Shrimp Association
That's fine.
is concerned.
But aren't they?
Okay, and I stand on the Texas Shrimp
Why are they
Association.
concerned? Why are they concerned? Because it affects the seafood. Is that correct?
Well, they're concerned because it can affect the
Exactly.
populations of
So
shrimp.
shouldn't we? That's what I said. Shouldn't we all
Okay.
be concerned in regards to the seafood that's coming out of the Gulf of Mexico?
No, no. Shouldn't you work? You're still eating seafood after the massive oil spill off of Florida. You still eat seafood. I'm telling you, I'm trying to explain to you there's certain problems that go in the Gulf of Mexico, but at the same time, our best friend is
That's what I
sand
said.
and currents and waves. So
Okay,
everything's okay. We're
but
just bringing up
okay,
issues.
what other industry do I dish then?
Let me think about it. You've got to be, well, you dish on people.
Uh,
They're
who?
more important than industry.
Who do I dish on?
Well, you say Cowan's a piece of blank. You
A piece
say
of crap.
Jessica's a piece of, okay, well, you did that. I think people are more important than industry.
But
I
you
try and
agreed. You
fair
agreed
enough.
with. Wait a minute. But you agreed with me on that. You even said that they're not following this is your words. They don't follow the organizational charts. They're not coming to speak to the people. They're not coming on CBS. They won't return your calls. And what are they? They're great
Yeah,
people.
okay. You're absolutely right about those 4 points. They're not approachable.
They're crap.
They're not speaking to the citizens, but
They're
I don't
crap.
think but everybody's different. You think they're a piece of crap.
Well, yeah,
That's
because they don't follow the organizational chart that you every show mention.
right.
De que no
Because
sirve.
it's the rules of the city of Brownsville Chamber.
Pero de qué no
That's
sirve?
right.
¿De qué no sirve tener a John Cowan y a Jessica Tetreault if they don't follow the organizational chart that you mention every show?
Well, you're right. You're absolutely
It's a,
right.
it's a waste
They
of
don't-
seat.
and would you follow the organizational chart? Because it looks like you do follow it.
I follow it now. I mean,
I know you're doing it now.
I
I know.
adhere to the people of Brownsville. I mean, I get posts for lost animals. I get posts for slumlords out there in the city of Brownsville. I get posts from BISD. I get posts from the Port of Brownsville. I get posts about everything. I have to worry about everything now because I'm a servant of the people. Unlike these pieces of crap who serve themselves and the corrupt political machine because they're only out there to put money into that 1%. You even mentioned this, the St. Joe Mafia people. 1%. That's what rules Brownsville right now, that 1%. And that's what I'm pissed about because they don't follow the organizational chart.
That's right. And they're not approachable. And I'm glad. I want you to stick to those two topics because they're very important. The citizens are in
agree with
charge.
you.
Yeah, and maybe I overstepped myself saying that you're tearing industries apart. You hit the seafood industry and it hurt my feelings. But I'm just talking about.
I was reaffirming what you said in regard because that's concerning that Mexico City and I want Mexico cities to stop putting their sewer water into the Gulf of Mexico. That's what
Where are they going to put it? Where are they going to put it?
Up their butt. I don't care, but don't put it in the Gulf of Mexico. Screw them. Stop putting crap in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm with you.
Yeah, yeah. And then, well, yeah, and we're concerned about that. The Texas Shrimp Association's concerned, and the city of Brownsville's concerned about what's going in the river. But here we go again. I go to the city commission meeting. Nobody talks about these issues that you, Roman, and me are talking about. There's no creativity. You just sit there. It's like an international businessman told me. All they want, Robert, is another little piece to their resume. That's all they're
Oh,
doing. They're not.
well,
There's no leadership. There's no
I'll go eat
ideas.
shrimp.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
I'm gonna go eat shrimp maybe today.
Today?
Maybe.
You're gonna invite me or
Maybe.
what?
No, I'm just saying maybe I will. I mean, you're not. You no, because you don't want to eat shrimp anymore. You're
I
getting.
didn't. I didn't say that, Roman. Screw you, Roman.
Hey,
Therefore, I'm not gonna invite. I'll eat the shrimp that you're not eating no more.
Hey, Erasmo, stop eating beef. I need you to eat more seafood and trout and flounder fillets.
No, but he doesn't want to decrease the population of shrimp. You know, he doesn't want to add to the depopulation of shrimp.
I like to.
Listen to the
I like meat. I
Chick-fil-A.
like to eat meat.
I
Don't
know
eat
you
meat.
do. A lot of meat. A lot of it, apparently.
Hey, Captain Bob, I saw you eating a steak the other day. Don't tell me no.
I eat steak twice a month. That's it. I want to get away from beef.
He eats all those fish steaks. Like they have fish steaks, right? Like a mahi.
Oh yeah,
Man, those are
I mean,
great.
I'll even go to McDonald's when I take my baby for her Happy Meal. I look at the menu board and I look at that fish sandwich and I get it and I tear off the bread because I like that little square fish patty and the tartar sauce. I also like the fish at Luby's. I mean, I'll go all over the place and eat seafood.
What kind on your Adams combo plate? What kind of fish do you use? I'm curious. I never asked you.
Flounder fillet,
Founder, yeah, it's good.
flounder fillet, and fresh Gulf shrimp. It's the most popular plate at Ostioneria Mocambo, my other restaurant, Captain Bob's. And Erasmo, I want you to eat more seafood, but you blow off the hot dogs.
I don't eat hot dogs. Just I like the
Oh, you
wings.
don't? Okay.
He likes kielbasas.
The big ones. I love. Why is he attacking the beef industry? Yeah, now you're attacking the beef industry.
It's because he's
I have
not
a
PETA.
thinking-
Yeah, he's become a vegetarian.
it's the cow on the side of the billboards that Chick-fil-A uses gets to my heart. The poor cow. Quit eating cow. Stop eating cow.
You're hurting the cow industry, or
Eat more chicken.
the fajita bandit probabilities.
Well, it's because I think
No.
Bob is a pescatarian. Are you a pescatarian, Bob? Is that what you are? You're
No.
no.
I'll
Pescatarian.
pick a few tacos
Yeah,
about
well-
the bowl on the weekends,
Okay.
once in a while.
He's a pescatarian.
I thought pescatarian. How do you pronounce that word?
Pescatarian. Pest.
Pest. I thought it was pet. I thought that's what. Isn't that what I'm saying?
You're
No?
saying pescatarian.
Not Presbyterian.
No, you
I
said
eat seafood.
you said
I'm all
pescatarian.
into shrimp.
You said-
And right now on the Robert
Wait,
Sanchez
I want to
Facebook-
correct.
right now on the Robert Sanchez Facebook, I have a nice 20-second video with Tony Reisinger from the Texas Grant, from Texas A&M, with a very interesting educational video about shrimp. The 3 species of shrimp in the Gulf of Mexico: the pink, the white, and the brown shrimp. It's very
No black?
interesting. There's no black, just pink, white, and brown.
Racist.
Well, isn't it? Aren't they considered the ocean's cockroaches?
No.
I've heard
No,
that.
you're starting to sound like the porn blogger. Please, Erasmo, don't do that.
Well, at least I'm not looking like the porn blogger. He's gotten so like chubby fat, right?
A little bit. He's swollen from the chingazo he got when he took Xanax and drank a bunch of bottles of wine.
It fell on his face. He was all Xanaxed up and fell on his face.
Yeah.
Did you have a video of it? Did you put it on TikTok or something?
No.
Don't use TikTok though. Whatever you do, don't use TikTok.
And that's when he
But
does it.
he's a fine example of the dangers of Xanax and liquor being mixed.
And that's
We
when he
do
doesn't raw oysters. That's what my dentist always says. Why are you attacking the beef industry? People that know.
Beef industry.
Your seafood is good, Robert.
Thank you.
Karma's saying that, and we're out there bitching about karma.
Oh, okay. Now I love karma. Karma.
You love karma. All right, there you go.
I love
Karma. I'm sorry.
Salty. Naturally salty. Stay on it, Robin. I love your humor.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I do my.
If they think it's naturally salty, just squeeze lime on it, lemon or lime. It'll be fine. Eat
I think
shrimp.
they were. I think they were referring to some other type of salty. Hey, Captain Bob. At least Chick-fil-A got a mascot. Where's the shrimp mascot?
Well, remember the shrimp was given head in the back of the restaurant.
His head got stolen. Mr. Shrimp, Mr. Shrimp went to go see his family in the Gulf of Mexico. He'll be back sometime. He
We
What
were-
went to
that farm? It's like that farm you told the kids, "Oh, the dog. We sent him to a doggy farm," but he's
We
not
sent
really.
to the Gulf of Mexico. You know what? The
Mr. Shrimp went to the Gulf of Mexico because there's concern about the sewer pipes coming out of Mexico City. He went over there to see what the hell's going on.
So he's like a superhero. Okay, like Aquaman.
I miss that. I actually want to wear that costume one of these days. That'd be
I,
kind of
I,
cool.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Bring
Mr.
back
Shrimp.
Shrimp's head.
$10 an hour, and you have to wear this special jacket with frozen ice packs, and it has a little fan, battery-powered fan inside the head. To cool
I don't
your
think Jesse.
face.
I don't think Bob has any problems getting head. Right, Bob?
Bring back Mr. Shrimp's head. Yes, bring it back.
Yep.
Well,
We don't need a hashtag. Give Bob head.
I want to thank the Brownsville Police Department for finding that shrimp head over there on 511 thrown on the side of the road. They returned Mr. Shrimp's head.
But
That awful day back in 2014.
We need a memorial. We need a memorial for
He
that.
was trying to escape to the Reseca.
What day was it? Do we have a date? The exact date? We need to do a memorial. You said it 2009. We need to do that, Bob, because we need Mr.
Now,
Shrimp. I'm actually serious about Mr. Shrimp. I love Mr. Shrimp. Mr. Shrimp is awesome. Like I love
Mr. Shrimp. You do realize there was a Mrs. Shrimp.
What?
She had a green dress.
I don't remember that.
She was the one that got she was the
Because
one that
Mr.
got the,
Shrimp, Mr. Shrimp was lonely, so I got a costume for Mr. Shrimp, and
was the
she
one-
came in. We actually had a wedding. We had a wedding with Mr. Shrimp and Mrs. Shrimp in front of Captain Bob's.
She was the one that got the restraining order.
Hey, wait. No, shut up. Erasmo did not perform the wedding. It didn't happen.
Exactly, I meant that.
That's the truth.
And let's do that,
And
Captain Bob. I'll marry your shrimp.
Well, they're going to renew their vows. That's when Erasmo comes in.
Got it.
On the bridge, we'll do it on the bridge too.
We'll do it.
And you got to make sure that the Mrs. Shrimp has a lot of cleavage, like some of the people that he marries on the bridge.
We could do it. We could do it at the Boca Chica Beach at the jetties.
No.
Yeah, that would be
That way
nice.
the families can come in and they can have a lot of guests.
Guys, thank you for being on. Guys, have a great day. See you tonight at 9 p.m. Captain Bob, are you having a show today?
I might have one maybe afternoon. You want to get on it?
What time?
I don't know. What's your schedule like?
I've got a 1:15, so I could be there at 11:45.
11:45. He said after. You mean 1:45?
I'm running. It's 10 o'clock. Let's see what happens. We'll be on the.
Send me a message. Maybe 11:45. I could come on 11:45.
But he said he has to go afternoon. He said afternoon.
No, 11:45 because I got a 1:40. I got a 1:15.
Oh.
So that way I
Well,
can already.
if I'm going to get you on the show, the subject's going to be the mayor's race.
Perfect. You got it. Guys, have a great day. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. Still believing in all that crap. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.